A phone that never rings. A grandchild's voice he's never heard. A daughter who exists now only in headlines and on a screen he can't bring himself to turn off. This is the purgatory Thomas Markle has inhabited for years. But tonight, according to those claiming to speak for him, that purgatory has tipped into a fresh, white-hot rage. A legal move by his daughter has reportedly left him shattered, asking a question that echoes in the empty space between them. How could she do this to me? This is Royal Report 24/7, and we are delving into the human wreckage of the most public and painful family estrangement of our time. This isn't about palace politics. This is about a father's broken heart. If you understand that the greatest royal dramas are often the most devastatingly personal, you need to hear this. Subscribe and hit the bell. The shock move, as reported by sources close to Thomas Markle and corroborated by legal filings, is this. Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, has initiated or finalized a comprehensive legal action to formally and permanently sever Thomas Markle's ability to profit from, contact, or legally claim any connection to her, Prince Harry, or their children, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet. This goes beyond silence. It is a legal fortress, a binding, public document that codifies his exile. For Thomas, insiders claim, this isn't just a legal procedure. It is the ultimate, cold-hearted renunciation. It transforms their estrangement from a painful family rift into a permanent, institutionalized rejection. The rage reportedly stems from three specific, brutal blows. 1. The grandchildren clause. The most devastating element, we are told, is the legal formalization of his exclusion from Archie and Lilibet's lives. While he has never met them, there was, in his mind, always the fragile hope of a thaw, a letter, a photograph. This legal move allegedly slams that door shut and bolts it from the other side. To see his exclusion from their lives not as a private choice, but as a matter of court-enforced record, is described as an emotional execution. How can she keep my own blood from me? Is the cry attributed to him. Point 2. The profit preclusion. Thomas Markle has given paid interviews. He has attempted to sell stories and photos. Meghan's new legal barriers reportedly include airtight injunctions preventing him from monetizing any aspect of their relationship, past or present. It cuts off what he may see as his only remaining link and leverage. It frames his past actions not as clumsy attempts at communication, but as exploitative ventures that now require a legal barricade. Point 3. The narrative cement. This legal action permanently etches a specific story into the public record. Thomas Markle as a threat, a destabilizing force from which the Sussexes require official protection. It makes Meghan's version of events, of betrayal, manipulation, and exploitation, the legally recognized version. It denies him any future platform to tell his side without potentially facing severe legal consequences. He is not just silenced. He is legally defined as someone who must be silenced. From Meghan and Harry's perspective, as interpreted by their allies, this is not an act of cruelty, but the final, necessary act of survival. It is the construction of a legal moat around their family, the definitive end to a cycle of manipulation and media chaos they believe he repeatedly triggers. After the letter, after the interviews, after the constant threat of another headline, this is the only tool left. The immutable force of law, but a modest home hundreds of miles away. It doesn't feel like strategy. It feels like a funeral. The father who walked her down the aisle in photographs is now, in the eyes of the court, a legal adversary. The man who claims he just wanted to clear his name now finds that name on a legal document as a person to be restrained. This is the tragic full-circle endgame of a rift that began with staged paparazzi photos. It started with images sold for profit, and it ends with legal injunctions against it. The very dynamic that broke them is now the reason for this final, devastating severance. The question hanging in the air is no longer about reconciliation. It's about legacy. What does a father become when he is legally barred from his daughter's story? What does a daughter become when she must use the full force of the law to keep her father at bay? There are no winners here, only different kinds of loss. And in the quiet of Montecito and the isolation of his home, Two people remain connected only by the cold, black ink of a legal filing that spells out, in undeniable terms, exactly how far apart they are. This is the human cost, measured not in titles or tiara, but in torn legal papers and a silence that screams. At Royal Report 24/7, we look beyond the palace gates to the personal pain that fuels the headlines. To follow the aftershocks of this deeply private, painfully public decision, stay with us. Subscribe now, share your perspective with a like, share this sensitive analysis, and ring that bell. The legal move is complete. The heartbreak, it seems, is forever. This is Royal Report 24/7.